Hi, this is Lexus Bill, host of Drive Time on Joy 99.7 FM. Listen, you don't have to worry if you miss Drive Time or Personality Profile. It's going to be live on our podcast page. Just log on to www.myjoyonline.com/podcast. You can listen to Drive Time, Personality Profile, and any other of your favorite shows on Joy FM on that page. You don't have to miss a show at all. Joy 99.7 FM, radio for discerning listeners. All right, good morning once again, and it's time for the news review. And we have a very fat daily graphic.
Oh, God.
Which means that
Here we go.
we need time. Yeah.
Just take the whole review then.
Well,
I'm just kidding. Go
I'm
ahead.
going to take the whole review.
It's a lot going on this morning, so.
Yeah. Okay, so the top story on the front page, the main story on the front page, key MMDCEs dropped. Ashanti has highest 43, Northeast, Ahafo 6 each. And it's about the release of the list of MMDCEs and the issues that have come up. Okay, so some current chief executives of metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies will not be returning to their roles following the release of nominees for the various MMDAs in the country. So key among the casualties in the chief executives of the Accra Metropolitan Assembly AMA, Mohamed J. Soa, the Tema Metropolitan Assembly, Felix Mensah Nianang La, the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Ose SCB Entry, the Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly, Anthony J. Kings, and the Tamale Metropolitan Assembly, Mr. Idrisu Musa Superior. So we'll be having a lot more conversations about this. In fact, the AM show, we're focusing on that, so do stay tuned in. Going to page 5, gunmen released 10 Nigerian students. Junta defies ECOWAS pressure on Conde's release. I'll read you a bit of the story. So the military says detained ex-president Alpha Conde will not be allowed to leave Guinea after the coup, defying regional pressure. Guinea's military leaders say they will not let deposed President Alpha Conde seek exile after regional mediators attempted to mount pressure to secure his release following a coup earlier this month. The statement came after the West African regional bloc, known as ECOWAS, met Colonel Mamadi Doumbouya in Conakry, and that meeting was attended by President Akufo-Addo and Alassane Ouattara. And there are many who are saying Alassane Ouattara shouldn't have been part of that conversation because he himself changed his constitution, the country's constitution, to give himself a third term. So, yeah. Australia defends role in security pact and Pacquiao to run for president. So that Philippine boxing star Manny Pacquiao says he will run for president in next year's elections in the Philippines. Moving on, we go to page 16. Man 42 busted with 656 ATM cards. Yes, 656
What's he doing with them?
cards. Okay, certainly must have to do with fraud or something.
Oh my God.
So the National Intelligence Bureau, NIB, has busted a 42-year-old man with 656 ATM cards connected to 9 banks operating in Ghana and Nigeria. Bashir Musa Aminu, who claims to be a Nigerian but holds a Nigerian passport, concealed the cards in a black plastic bag containing cola nuts bound for Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. He was busted at the Kutka International Airport on September 12 when he was going through departure formalities en route to Dubai. Okay, so, I mean, yeah,
Wow.
I mean, it must certainly have to do with some fraud of some sort. I mean, why else would he have 656
ATM cards?
ATM cards? So they talk about ATM fraud has been a major challenge for the financial sector. According to a BOG fraud report, ATM POS-related fraud accounted for 32.2% of total fraud loss in the banking sector.
Wow.
All right. President addresses UN General Assembly Wednesday. So the president is in New York for the UN General Assembly.
New York.
Yeah. Then on page 17, some more about the MMDC's nominations. 38 females nominated for MMDC positions. but we're looking at 260 in all and 38 females. I'm thinking that that's quite, you know, not enough women in there. Wondering why though. Tsunami in Bono region, as president dominates MMDCs. Okay, so the people who are unhappy, there's quiet over the nominations. Approve MNDC nominees. Now, NADMO boards urges assembly members. And there's a story of Ama Benyuado passing. Yeah, it's on page 19. Ama Benyuado is dead. She was embodiment of courage. Mahama, yeah, former President Mahama tweeted, posted a tweet about her demise. Political will needed to make local government work. That's Opong Fosu. And then moving on regional, on the regional page, CATH expands dialysis capacity from 6 to 30. Okay, that's very good. And we move to page 29, Justice Co-Teachers Presby University College Board and allow members to seek medical help. Pastor tells churches. There are quite a few adverts in the Daily Graphic. But preach against get-rich-quick syndrome. Vice President urges religious leaders. 3 teaching hospitals get new boards. COVID-19 cases decline. Yes, it's true. It's on page 49. The cases are declining, but we're still seeing a number of deaths being recorded, and that's worrying. So it's something we need to look at. In the census spread, there's a news feature, black hole of graduate unemployment, sustainable solution in sight. That's a question being asked, and it shows, has a photograph of thousands of people at the Airwork Stadium for the Ghana Armed Forces recruitment screening, and they're sitting on the floor. There's so many of them. Wow. Okay, let's move on to some other stories. For now, it's just adverts that I see. Now, first batch of Germany's vaccines arrive. And Gold opens new service stations at Nkrumah Circle and Keta. And moving on, more adverts. Then we go to page 56. 2-week ultimatum for Peshi Lagoon encroaches. So a joint team from the La Dadekotopong and Lejokuku Municipal Assemblies have served notices to encroachers along the Peshi Lagoon to vacate the area. On education, drabbing, SHS ST Sebastian for Inter-School Fund Debate Final. Ghana Library UNICEF launch initiative for youth. Ghana, Malta to deepening ties. That's the High Commissioner saying that. And some more adverts. Then we'll go on to yet another story. Okay, so there's a story here, SNIT report on Lighthouse case. I think this is something put out by the Social Security and National Insurance Trust on the issue with the pastors that they had.
At Lighthouse, yeah.
Now, Santahini tasked MIIF to seek welfare of mining communities. That's the Minerals Income Investment Fund, MIF. It says revenue generated from mining resources must be used for its intended purposes, such as the construction of good roads and the provision of social amenities for the people. Republic Bank introduces new mortgage products. And on page 71, Global Eco Capacity Exchange appoints Pio Gabra as president. Prudential Bank donates vehicle to reward teachers. ICGC's charismatic intervention. That's an opinion piece on page 75. In graphic sports, Asanteni advises minister to improve sports. And boxing, Kwe fights Ajima October 9. Black Stars get another cup of Milo. That's a question there. And on the back page, Hearts eliminate CI Kamsa.
God.
So a crowd of folk. Okay, there's something, that part is not clear. The CAF Champions booked.
They had
probably
a match yesterday.
Booked their CAF Champions League campaign to a blistering start. Booked.
Took.
Okay, so it's not very clear what's there.
Took.
It's
I think it's
the
took.
print didn't come out. No, there's an ED there. Okay, so the CAF Champions League campaign to a blistering start with an emphatic 2-0 win over Guinean side CI Kamsa at the Accra Stadium yesterday. A late strike by substitutes Kofi Koji and Salim Adams in the 83rd and 93rd minute respectively gave Accra to Folk a 2-0 win to ensure their progression to the next stage of the competition. All right. That's it for the graphic.
That's it for the graphic. All right, well, let's move on to the Daily Guide this morning. And on the front page of the Daily Guide, MCEs named amidst drama. But of course, there was always going to be drama. And we'll have a more detailed conversation about that later on in the show. Nana in New York for UN meeting, and pregnant woman kidnapped in Takoradi. Okay, so tomorrow's Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day, so it's supposed to be a holiday. So Israel will be working and I'll be home. But we know that you'll be here with us regardless. Let me just do some of the other stories. Because it's a holiday. Some of the other stories.
Yeah, but why will you be home?
Because it's a holiday.
So if it's a holiday, why will I come to work if you're home?
Because you're the leader of the team. You're the boss. You're the legend. You're the one that we all look up to. You're the one who sacrifices your sleep so that the rest of your team can rest. That's why we love you, and we're so grateful to you for offering the sacrifice of your time so that all of us can, sleep in. It's fantastic. Israel is absolutely amazing, I must say. Okay, you were on TV with your glasses falling off. Oh boy. Okay, let me continue with the stories in the Daily Guide. MCEs named amidst drama. Some international stories. UK fertilizer shortage will send food prices shooting up. So obviously this fertilizer shortage issue, it's not just Ghana, it's happening in the United Kingdom as well. So fertilizers are made using natural gas, supplies of which have dwindled because of high demand for electricity production. That's very interesting. New Johannesburg mayor killed in car crash. Oh gosh. So South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has paid tribute to the new mayor of Johannesburg following his death in a car crash aged 46. He had been campaigning, and the details are sketchy, but local media have shown images of the front of a car badly smashed up. He only became mayor on the 10th of August. Because his predecessor had died from COVID complications. It's really, really sad. May his soul rest in peace. Yeah. Stay home, female Kabul government workers told. Boxer Manny Pacquiao to run for Philippines president. Interesting. How to manage multiple businesses. That's by Market Champong, also in the Daily Guide. Pregnant woman kidnapped in Takoradi. So the husband of a missing heavily pregnant woman says he has received calls from someone suspected to have kidnapped his wife, demanding ransom. Gosh. Ex-Kumasi mayor is new NSS boss. NDC's Ama Benyuado, may her soul rest in peace, is dead. Seized rosewood donated to build National Cathedral. We knew that was going to happen. So, rogue website operator arrested for WAEC papers leak. I had wanted to commit suicide. Gospel act Millicent Yankee talks about difficult days. Kewa scolds unsympathetic Nisaka Brown over Ajite failure comment. Oh gosh. So music producer Kewa has described as unfortunate statements by the actor Nisaka Brown that his senior colleague Sam Ajite is a failure. Yeah, very unfortunate. Two-Face is talking to his wife and saying, I know I'm not without mistakes. You don't say. He's released a loved-up photo with his wife, Annie Dibia, on his Instagram page. And he says, I know I'm not without mistakes, neither am I perfect, but we keep learning and working and striving to become the best version of ourselves. It is well. Okay. Wendy Williams reportedly in the hospital for a mental health check. That's it for entertainment. Access Bank launches Business Startup Challenge. President reappoints SHC boss. Banker 35 arrested for defiling girl 14. Ashimota School's teacher commits suicide. A 48-year-old physics teacher at Ashimota School has allegedly committed suicide. The body of Clifford Nkrumah was found hanging on his ceiling in his room at Ashimota last Thursday. May his soul rest in peace. Okay. Okay, other stories. GTA board urged to create 1 million jobs. I love the tourism industry, and the ministers. Very ambitious, very hopeful, very passionate. Absolutely love that. 2021 mental reality show ready to roll. Kumerica Homecoming, oh God, slated for December 23rd. Kotoko, which is the only Ghanaian team that matters, hire new coach. Yeah, Maka. TV3 goes home in style. And TV by TV3, we mean Godfrey Yeboah, former Kotoko captain, widely known as TV3, was laid to rest on Saturday in a dignified manner. May his soul rest in peace. Otumfuo extols minister. And this is the Minister for Youth and Sports, Mustafa. Papers are blurry today, eh? Yeah. So he says that he's done a really good job and it's changing the face of sports. Okay, so that's it. That's about it. That's it for the Daily Guide.
Okay. So let me bring you the Daily Statesman then. It says President Akufo-Addo attends 76th session of UN General Assembly and 128 MMDCEs retained. Fred Sampine for KMA, Elizabeth Saki for AMA. And MPP slams NDC over falsehood against 2020 elections. Then we get into the page, the stories themselves. Your good works as NSS NG Sports Ministry job. That's a story was also in the Finder. And 2021 WASI announces new dates for cancelled papers. Moving on to page 6. Ghana rakes in over $6.5 billion in oil revenue in 10 years. And the question will be, so what have we got to show for it? Armed robber shot dead at Akim Abomoso. And NLA to partner Ivorian counterpart to increase revenue. Then we go to page 11. Bisakede returns with a new party anthem, Yard. Nice.
Yard.
Yeah.
Like yard.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't heard it. Have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, maybe we can listen to it after the review.
Okay.
Echo. Bisakede Yard.
Yeah.
Apparently, that's what it's called.
Actor Koshe is dead. So that story also came over the weekend.
And Shatawale is saying something in the corner there.
Shatawale says, I supported 3 music awards with 100,000 Ghana cedis.
Oh, okay. I saw that interview. I think IB did it on Friday.
He supported them 100,000.
Yeah, he said he gave them 100,000 cedis.
For real?
Yeah, that's what he said. Should we call him?
Yes, it's true. Florence Obinim, I am not moved by social media trolls. And then let's get to the back page. Jimmy Greaves, ex-England and Tottenham striker, dies aged 81. And Manny Pacquiao, boxing star, to run for Philippines president.
Interesting. Okay, so let me do the finder quickly. Stephen and team congratulates new MMDC nominees. The list is out. That story is on the front page of every newspaper this morning. Interior Minister is calling for humanitarian structures for women. So Ambrose Derry has called for a humanitarian structure that places women's needs, rights and empowerment at its heart to ensure gender equality. Now, that kind of sounds like what the Ministry for Gender and Social Welfare should be doing. Do we really need another structure for that if that ministry was doing their job as well as they could be? I don't know. Okay, just saying. Samson's take. IGP Akufu Damparis fidelity to law. And that's by Samson Ladia. You definitely want to read it because Samson is absolutely fantastic. Good morning, Samson, if you're watching us. You know we love you. Middle page of the Finder. U.S. opens a $100,000 public health center in Ashanti region. Okay. Auntie Stephanie has been doing a lot since she got here. She said that as part of U.S. support for Ghana's public health system and COVID-19 response, it has established a public health emergency operations center in the Ashanti region. That's very nice. Republic Bank reduces interest costs. Okay, Reginald Daniel Lai, now Goyle board chairman. Good morning, Mr. Lai. You related?
No.
Okay. Rescheduled physics business management paper to be written on October 1st and 7th. EPA UNDP commit to ambitious climate action towards green recovery. PIAC tours Volta, engages citizens and inspects oil money projects. Africa's COVID-19 cases surpass 8.14 million. That's according to Africa CDC. That's very, very interesting. So South Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, and Ethiopia among the countries with the most cases on the continent. And in terms of the caseload, Southern Africa is the most affected region, followed by the northern and eastern parts of the continent, while Central Africa is the least affected region in the continent, according to Africa CDC. So that's it. CAF Champions League. Hearts of Oak set up clash with WAC of Morocco after beating CI Kamsa. I must say congratulations to Hearts of Oak. Well done.
Thank you.
Obviously, you'll be making Ghana proud. So.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whatever.
Right now, as we speak, it's the only club that matters.
Baba Yara, that's why you are working alone tomorrow, so it's fine. Baba Yara Sports Stadium ready for use. That's according to Sports Minister. Continue your good works at the Youth and Sports Ministry. Utufotu Mustafa Yusuf, UCC lecturer appointed Asante Kotoko head coach. And that's it for the Finder. Do you have any more? No one?
No.
Okay. Well, I have the Daily Dispatch, and I think you can do the Economy Times maybe, because I think we have a little bit of time. Let me get into Daily Dispatch. Interesting story. Kwabena Dufour's campaign team for NDC 2024 slot out. Very interesting there. Focus on the Buzia era in Ghanaian politics, according to, by Dr. Obeda Samwa. Ken Dapa on general perspectives and trends of national security in Ghana. That's on page 3. Improving timing estimates in cross-junction situations, and that has to do with road safety and all the accidents that happen at junctions because of how we gauge the timing of cars and all of that. So very, very important. Good song plus big pocket equals success in the music industry. Kofi Kinata is speaking, of course, a good song with no money. Yeah, some way, pa. Anyways, Dr. Dufour names his 2024 campaign team.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let me just pass on the information. So there's a poster on page 11. It says the source is the Daily Post. Now, Dr. Dufour for president. Yao Boating Jan, campaign coordinator. Enchibwe Siako Setre, director of operations. George Opariado, national youth coordinator. Naval captain Kojo, retired. Security coordinator. This one will be very interesting for you. Dr. Kwabena Dufour Jr., fundraising strategist. Was he not the
Unibank?
Yes, Unibank MD.
Yeah.
I see, and he's the fundraising strategist.
Yes.
For the campaign.
Why not?
Okay.
Do you have a problem with that?
I mean, clearly I do, but anyway.
No, the fact that he worked at the bank means that he knows how to go about raising funds. Yeah.
Okay, Israel. Other members of this campaign team include Kofi Kukubo, Director of Communications, Jones Yao Entry, Director of Research, Solomon Nkansa, Deputy Director of something, because it's rubbed out by the black spots in the newspaper. So this is Dr. Kwabena Dufour's campaign team as he runs for president 2024. Manuesi, my mouth has fallen.
Let me bring you the Economy Times then. SOEs and JVCs record 3.716 billion losses, cedis in losses in 2019. 2022 budget sent Ghana collates citizens' input for consideration. IEA calls on BOG to cap lending rates. And then on page 3, scrap price stabilization and recovery levy as fuel prices go up. COPEC demands. Galamsey fight. Earth moving equipment to be tracked now. Parliament investigates roles played by SEC Yoko in men's gold closure. And we also have Ghana card and digitization will improve SME access to financial support. That's the UMB CEO. And uncurbed power losses will lead to job losses. That's the energy minister saying that. We experienced hard times last year due to impasse with FDA. That's COA, that's the Center of Awareness, COA Research and Manufacturing Company. And Akufo-Addo launches 4 aluminium development projects. That's all in the Economy Times. And yeah, that'll be it for the Economy Times.
Okay,
we head to
myjoyonline.com. Yeah, okay. So can we have myjoyonline.com up, please? Okay, so whilst we wait for that, let me just quickly scan through. Okay, there we are. Right, okay, so top story, full list, local government ministry releases MMDC nominations. Other stories, oh, this is interesting. Carpenter gets 5 years for imprisonment for setting rivals' room ablaze. Okay, so former MP and regional minister Ama Benyuado has passed on. May her soul rest in peace. Baby mamas and side chicks are not entitled to deceased property. That's according to Sheila Minka Promo. Very interesting. I'm sure you want to read that if you're a side chick or a baby mama. Police deploy personnel to check disturbances following announcement of MMDCE's list. WAEC Education Minister to be called before Parliament over WASI leakages, that's according to Nochukote. Photos, the second mini clinic of JoyNews Habitat Ecobank second mini clinic of JoyNews Ecobank Habitat Fair ends. Gender dynamics of MMDC's appointees as 14.62% women are nominated. So very, very, very low percentage of women nominated for the MMDCE position. Very, very, very low. I'm not sure about President Nanado's commitment to the gender thing that he came and said in the beginning of his time as president, because obviously we're not seeing that playing out. Of course, we understand that the response be, oh, there were not a lot of women who came forward for the position or were interested or da-da-da-da. Yeah, okay. Still, 14.62% is pretty bad. 38 females and 222. In a country where there are more women than men, okay, 38 females and 222 males have been nominated for MMDCE's role. Yo. Okay. Are there any other stories on My Joy Online? Can we scroll up, please, or down, or sideways? Okay, that's about it. For myjoyonline.com, and that's about it for the news review.
Yes.
Okay, entertainment. I deserve 3 music awards, but I'll get rid of them. Okay, Shatawale, you're fit. Henry Quarte supports Sam Ajit if you're part of his salary. Veteran actor Kosher passes on. There's a lot of business news, of course, sports, opinion. You can also watch live TV and radio on My Joy Online. Place you definitely want to be. Okay, so that's it for the news review. Israel, do you want to just fill us in on what we'll be doing today?
Well, yeah, we'll be talking a lot more about the MMDC's nominations and the agitations that are going on. We'll be going around the country. We'll be speaking with our correspondents to get to understand what the situation is in each of the regions. The police is also talking about, dealing or deploying men to check the protests so that the people don't just run riot. So we'll be looking at all of that. But yes. And then we'll also be looking at Manasseh Azuria Wuni's latest investigative piece, the Bongo Scandal. Just need to stay on. We'll bring you all the details here on the AM show. Up next door, we're bringing you the sports news. Stay tuned in.